recipe calls for a mixture of purple lotus and life root, ground into a fine dust and mixed with the waters found at the river north of... Ah? Ah. So the guest of the hour is finally awake. No trying to sit up now. You're restrained, and rightfully so. Besides, even if you weren't, you're in no condition to be moving on your own just yet. The tinctures I've had you ingest will take a few minutes before you're in proper condition to move on your own. You tell me what happened. You snuck into a gypsy's home, thinking that there were no traps in place? Thinking that no charms, hexes, and curses were laying in wait for any who would dare enter without the owner's consent? You essentially mangled yourself by stepping foot in here without my permission. And those traps are set in place because of people like you doing the same thing over and over again. It's getting predictable, Agent. Don't play coy with me. Even if I were gullible, the equipment you carried was quite clearly held in connection to one of the trifecta. And there we have it. Our first sliver of honesty out of you for the day. So just what was it that they sent you here to do? Did they want you to take one of my precious artifacts? All of them? Perhaps you sought to invade my documents, read from my books to get information on something that your own ilk could not figure out on their own. Or maybe it was that you were looking for me. Me specifically. Was that what it was? Did you seek to find me so you could finally pluck from me my precious secret? How I do what it is that I do. Ah, that gets you squirming, doesn't it? Now. I have no intention to hurt you any further than what the traps have already done. I can't be held responsible for that. You want a drink? No? More for me. It wasn't poison, it was just water. If it was poison, I would have just dosed myself. You came here to interview me. Oh, that is quite funny. I haven't seen one of your kind in over 2 years. And you show up out of the blue, conveniently during one of the times that I'm in the region. And you want to interview me. Now that is quite the laugh. Well, I'll humor you then. I am Nicholas the Mad, the title given by my less than keen colleagues. Ah, yes, even my own. They are rather critical on what it is I do and how I do it. And what it is I do, as I'm sure the dossier files have informed you, is that I travel. I travel from region to region, world to world, and realm to realm. It is why people like you never make a full effort to apprehend me. What is it that you would do if you managed to restrain me? Put me in a cell? Put me in any kind of prison? Lock me up? Have security always have their eyes ever upon me? Put me in shackles? Maybe a straitjacket? Or some sort of power-dampening cuffs to keep my arcane prowess from venturing through? All those steps, only to fail. Fail time and time again. All that money, all of those human resources wasted on a project has failed countless times. Do you know how hard they've worked to contain me? They cannot do it. And that's why they resort to these childish games of trying to infiltrate me. Trying to get into my home, steal my goods. Well, I'll have you know, Agent, I don't have any of my goods with me here. You will not find anything of value, anything that is owned by me in this place. Not in this home, not in this modest apartment, not on this continent, not on any continent on this planet. I don't keep it here. Why would I contain anything here when you have these organizations marching around, skulking through the shadows, trying to pull their puppet strings at anything they can dig their nails into? I am no fool, Agent. I reach far beyond what they can grasp, and that is why they will not kill me. That is why they cannot afford to kill me. They would do it. They would try it if they thought I was a threat. But I am not. I am not, Agent. And that is why you are in my bed, graced with my herbal concoctions that are healing your wounds at a rate that would wow any of those talented doctors of yours in this realm with their pharmaceutical medicines that do nothing but rot the body with side effects. I don't play their games. And I don't play your games, Agent. Now, any further questions? So you were awake. Yes, I had a feeling that you were laying there pretending to sleep for quite a bit. You overheard me muttering about alchemy, a profession in which I've picked up for the most part of self-preservation and making a bit of coin where I can make it. I'm rather well versed in it, not that it makes much of a difference, because most of my time is spent collecting the goods rather than making the potions. I don't have the same resources that you do, Agent. You have an entire organization committed to running a finely oiled machine, while I, on the other hand, have only myself to rely upon. And my colleagues aren't exactly the most helpful. They're merely the occasional collaborators. They're not errand boys. It must be comforting to know that you have an entire army backing you. Each person with their own specialties. Not to mention, I'm sure it's quite the comfort to have the immortality granted by that bee inside of you, keeping you, well, adrift, should the tides try to take you under. Oh yes, I am quite aware of the bees. They are rather magnificent, aren't they? Mysterious, not perfect. They do come with their own vices, but in the grand scheme, I do suppose they suit their purposes and help you where they help you. So, there's nothing to worry about. Not yet, anyways. Now, let me get a look at you. Specifically, that leg. Ah, yes, that'll do it. And your face. Ah, yes, the cut has mended. And that one has too. And finally, the forehead. Ah, yes. You're in fine condition, Agent. Now, I would ask that you leave in peace. And give your handlers a good message for me. You know, tell them that I was a gracious host and didn't give you too much trouble. The last I need is a conflict. And if there is a conflict, I'll know who to thank for that. You wouldn't want me to find you in that case. But so long as you remember the kindness that I showed you on this day, I think we'll be on good terms. So take care now. Take care and travel safely.